Hey, it's Microcasm. We're back with some Sil-Q. So the very observant of you might notice that a little bit more, like a couple of tiles of the floor, have been explored since last time. That's my mistake, I didn't press record correctly. So let's try this again. These cat assassins, we are kind of failing our perception check some turns. I had thought our perception was pretty good, but we might want to bring it up. And in fact, we have some experience from the end of last video. And I was thinking about what I wanted to do with that experience, and I think what I want to do is increase our song to help with Song of Slaying. Even though we're not using it that much, I think we will continue to use it a little bit more as the game goes on. And let's increase our perception. And then we'll get back to increasing our melee and evasion after that. So a dwarf mask, but not as good as the one we already have. Let's see, dwarf mask, yeah, 1d3, so we've got a good one already. Helm of True Sight, which is kind of interesting because that was what we gave up for the dwarf mask. The cat assassin did a lot of damage to us, but we're okay. Gonna heal a little bit. Yeah, this True Sight. Gonna keep the dwarf mask, I think. Still just eyeing this Keen Senses ability. Yeah. I think we're okay. I was looking at the forums just a bit. Just sort of looking for advice for the end game. Honestly, because I want this end game to go well. It's okay if we die. You know, it happens. I'm not going to be too sad, but as long as we don't die in some silly way. But I was looking through the forums and I saw a quirk saying that it's more important to have 2 sources of free action than it is to have an extra ring of protection. And I thought that that was very relevant to us because I have dropped my ring of free action and I have 2 rings of protection. So I think I'll try to get another source of free action in addition to our song. Yeah, so this is the Adamant Serpent can breathe fire, frost, poison, or darkness, and resists cold. We will sing Slaying, and we killed it in 1 hit. Very good. Again, Song of Slaying versus Serpents, very strong. Okay, so he's run away from us. But we're going to explore the area and just make sure that this stair is safe before we continue any further. We are really getting like 900 feet is getting towards the end. So this floor is going to be very large. It's going to be very dangerous. So far it's been fine. Let's keeping this rubble for that again, just blocking off that side of the level from this side. I think we'll leave it. I think that that's still a good idea. And let's see what's over here. Really empty so far. Some troll guards. Yeah, troll guards are pretty tough, pretty strong, but they don't have like any special abilities. As far as they might be able to knock you back or something. I'll check next time I see one. But you know, they can't like entrance you, can't blind you, so they're not the worst thing to find right now. I'm more worried about those kinds of special abilities than I am about just a powerful monster. So we don't need this potion of grace, although let's actually just we'll use the potion of grace to restore our grace. and we'll pick up this Staff of Understanding. Now we are heavy stunned. Let's let that pass. And our strength is 2. I believe what happened. Let's see. If we look, small needle has pricked you. You feel weak. Yeah. These chests can be trapped. That's pretty common. And one of the things they can do is reduce your strength, which in fact happened to us in another episode. And I did not notice that time. As always, okay, let's drop those clarity potions. We'll pick up this healing herb. So I don't like the fact that our strength has been reduced. I'm not going to do anything about it right now. Just because we only have, well, we don't have any herbs of restoration. We have 4 potions of strength. I mean, the potions of strength, like, give this great sort of final rest. That's really the only use that we have for the potions of strength, is to get better attacks with that particular weapon. So that's not the biggest deal. But I still am going to be cautious. I don't want to use potions of strength if I don't have to. We'll see if we get into a bad situation. Okay, so this is one of those situations I was talking about with these guys where you can kind of get yourself trapped, right? I don't think that there is any doors here. And that's why we have this greatsword. We should be able to whittle them down, or at least we were able to do that in the previous episode. I believe we were using this greatsword and not another weapon. We can also use the mattock. Yeah, not really doing much here. Okay. If we have to, then this is a situation where we can use a potion of strength. It's too bad, but that's okay. I guess that does cure our strength issue. Yep, no problem. We took him out. We'll put back our great spear. Or, I'm sorry, just our regular spear, our enchanted spear. And we'll put our shield back on. And we're okay. But that can happen, like, if you're not prepared for grotesques. You can get yourself trapped like that. So we have this potion. Now we have more stabs of understanding, so we'll just go ahead and use them. Potion of disconnection. That's one of the negative potions that reduces your grace by a point. So we'll drop that. We'll eat this off the floor, as we learn to do. This looks like a vault. I stepped into it a little bit too eagerly. You know what I should be doing is, we have this Staff of Treasures. We're at 900 feet, I think we might as well use it. One thing I am looking for is something to cut a Silmaril with. Let's remember to sing Song of Slang. Let's see if we can hunt down that serpent. We're able to. I mean, I think we can take a Silmaril with this spear that we're wielding, Aglos, because we should be able to get some criticals. I would imagine that the crown is not susceptible to Coldbrand, although it's not something that's ever come up before, so I don't actually know. That Kiminarako is just straight up afraid of us. Yeah, so no unique so far. We were going to use that Staff of Treasures, yeah. Although, how much of this floor have we explored? Yeah, large floor, 900. There's still quite a bit more. Well, we're going to go ahead and use it. this you can see there's kind of a lot of loot in a small area, so that's gonna be a vault. Might have some dangerous monsters, it might have a unique or two. Let's see. No, of course, a lid of plate, not especially interesting. Dragonhorn bow. Those are good bows. It's not enchanted though, so it doesn't have any special abilities. This mithril corselet is not enchanted. Antidote is not that important to us. It doesn't look like there is really that much good loot on this floor. In which case, I might not want to explore the whole thing. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. We're really looking to build the character up so that they can handle the throne room. We want to get some experience, of course, fight some things, that kind of thing. It's not completely worthless to explore, but you know, the min depth counter is always ticking. At some point it's going to tick to 1,000, and then anytime we use any stair we'll go down to throne room. Let's see what's in here. So before we go too far in, let's just see what our escape is, so we can get to that downstair. We have to, or that upstair. So I think we'll be okay. We can run away in that direction. And let's see what we find here. We'll sing Slang again. We gained a little bit of experience already because we're fighting these kind of higher level monsters, especially like these troll guards, things that we haven't seen before. Now this is Turkano Balrog of the hosts. He resists fire. He is vulnerable to cold. Very, very good for us. He can hit to burn. Okay. He can also whip to disarm. That can be really annoying if you get disarmed. So we got surrounded there. I'm gonna come out to the edge here, yeah, so I don't get surrounded again. He does not seem to want to come and fight me. It's probably wise on his part. Oh, let's see. Plus 25 for his attack, plus 24. Plus 24 for our evasion. Why is our evasion plus 24? It's additionally good against Turkano. Oh, I didn't actually realize Bane was all skill rolls. I thought it was just your attack rolls. So it must be that it is also your defense rolls. We did a nice 21 damage there. We only did 1 damage on our free attack. 13, so we're getting in some nice hits. We could probably kill him with Song of Slaying here, but I think we could also just kill him with a regular hit, yeah. Great Spear and a special corselet. So even though the loot here is not that great, we did get some loot for killing that unique. So let's take out the rest of these Raukar. Get a little bit of more experience. What potion was that? Antidote, right? Got these guys trapped. We'll put a Wraith. We'll put on Final Rest again. Excellent. That's exactly what I want to see. little inventory swapping. Do not need a potion of blindness. Okay, interesting. I did not expect to see Smaug. And we took one extra step that we shouldn't have taken. I don't think I want to fight him. It's gonna be too strong. He is vulnerable to cold. Let's step to the side. Let's step again. And again. Let's just take a couple of swings at him. He did 1 damage. Oh, you know, yeah, we're getting concentration to proc as we continue to attack. Although now he is fled. He has fled in terror. That was very, very easy. Excellent. We got a bit of an a bit of a XP boost there. I do want to identify these objects. We're going to increase our melee and we're going to increase our melee twice. Getting close to 20 there for melee. Once we hit 20, our min depth is already 950. We should go down to 950 so we can see if we can get some loot down there. Once we have 20, we can take strength. Strength is not going to be that helpful because our spear is 3 pounds and we have 3 strength. But I'm planning to, at least right now, knock the crown off of Morgoth's head and then pick it up and run away with it. That's the plan at the moment. I don't think I want to try to pry the Silmarils while he is attacking me. I could. I'm still kind of thinking about it. But I need to have 7th strength if I want to actually pick up the crown and run away with it because it's very heavy. And so if I have 4 strength, then I can use a potion of strength. And that'll bring me up to 7. And then I can just exchange places my way out of the throne room and pry a Silmaril in peace. So this corselet of Fingon increases your constitution and grace by 1. And resistance to fear. That's pretty good. Before we had the mithril corselet of protection. So let's compare the two. We have plus 22 to attack, plus 18 to defend, 9 to 30. The 22, 18, 9 to 30. 22, 19, 9 to 31. The bonus to Constitution and Grace seems to significantly outweigh the minus to AC and Evasion, in my opinion. So we're going to wear this new corselet, and our Constitution is up to 8 now, which is really excellent. I believe I've had a Constitution up to 10 in the past when I took a heavy Constitution Ghelfi character, and I did the Oath of Iron, where you get plus 2 Constitution if you never use upstairs until you actually get to the Silmaril. Let's try this Great Spear. Great Spear of the Vanyar. Increases grace by 1, lights the dungeon. It's plus 2 1d15, 7 pounds. This is actually a good weapon for sort of being our heavy weapon. We can use a potion of strength, get a lot of use out of it. 1d15. But it's not going to get criticals, and it really needs criticals to make use of that 15-sided die. So I think we're not going to use this Great Spear. However cool it is, and it is pretty cool. Don't think it fits this character. Could be wrong. Let's just make sure that we didn't drop anything that we wanted. Yep, I think we're good. So let's... We don't really need to explore this direction. We don't need that Corselet of Blight. So let's kind of... well, yeah, if we go down, actually, we're going to go down to 950. We need to make sure our character is ready for that. 66,000 experience. Yeah, I don't really... I mean, I don't have a great concept of how much experience I should have. It seems like a winning character usually has between like 80 and 100,000 experience. The highest experience win on the ladder is by Wobbly, who's a really great Sil-Q player. And vanilla Sil player, I'm sure, as well. So this is Drauglin. Let's see. We do have our passive poison resistance. I'm gonna go into the corridor because I believe he usually spawns with a pack. But I'm not 100% sure of that. It could be that his pack is dispersed or something like that. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything that I need to do? He's not resistant to cold or anything, so. There are 3 werewolf uniques. Yeah, he did have a pack. One of them always gives you the same item, which is the what is it called? The Wolfheim. I think that's Drauglin who gives you that. This serpent might help us out, because it might breathe fire on these werewolves. Not fire. It might breathe its cold breath. Let's sing Slang. Should have done that already. The ancient sapphire serpent breathes frost, the greater werewolf dies, so the vampire dies. So it's being a little bit more effective, I think, even than we are. Yeah, the Wolfheim. The Wolfheim is like a unique cloak item. I believe that it increases your stealth, which we don't need. We will take a look at it, and in fact I think we'll identify it if it doesn't identify itself. It's a great axe of Final Rest. Is that better than our great sword? I think it probably is. -1 1d3 6 pounds. This is -4 4d4. That one was 3d6 44. Because it's 6 pounds, 6.5 pounds, we're gonna keep the greatsword. We just can't make use of all that weight from the great axe. So let's take a look at this wolf helm. Let's put it on. Improves your stealth by 2. Grants you the ability to disguise. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. It's like thematic, and you put that on, and some of Morgoth's enemies might think that, or Morgoth's allies, your enemies, might think that you're one of them. So let's see. It's -3, -3 1d4. Yeah, that doesn't seem very good. We'll drop that. We'll use our cloak, and we'll be on our way. And with that, we have explored this floor. But let's go back just real quick. So this is a Silent Watcher. In the books, this is at the entrance to Mordor. It's actually in the movie too. I don't think it's referred to at all, but you see it just very briefly in the movie. You see this Silent Watcher. I'm fairly certain of this, at least. And it doesn't attack you, it doesn't move, but it does this hideous screeching, which can stun you. So if you're fighting near that thing and it's screeching consistently, it'll stun you, which decreases your stats, and then it'll accumulate to a heavy stun. And it can kind of significantly reduce your combat ability. So you don't want to be hanging out by them. There's also a vault that has a bunch of them. You can kill them, but I believe that they're one of those things where you can't get criticals. I don't usually attack them. I usually just walk past them. In fact, when they don't have great perception, so when you're a pacifist, you normally don't even have to worry about them. You just walk right past them. Okay, I think we're good with this floor. There's a little bit here because we're not coming back to 900. We're going to be going to 950 and staying there. We'll just finish up the floor. Yep. Okay, there's not going to be that much. There's this Spider of Morgoth will sing a Song of Freedom. And you know, the spider, like, he's just trying to eat to live. You can't really blame him. Start fighting back. He's not used to that. He's probably used to fighting and killing and eating orcs. They probably don't fight back as hard. So it runs away, like, you know, what do you expect? It's pretty reasonable to me, to be honest. I do want to keep improving my abilities. Let's increase our will. I don't think our will is quite strong enough. Increase our song by 1 more. We'll probably not increase our song any more than that. Let's not forget that we have Song of Staunching. I guess kind of Song of Staunching and Song of Slaying, in a way, they don't synergize especially well, because you can only sing one at a time, and they're both the songs that you sing in combat. But I think that's okay. Before we start fighting this guy too much, it's a troll guard, so it usually spawns in packs. I just wanted to go to this door, so the pack of them doesn't surround us, but I don't see the pack. So maybe in that case it spawned on its own. It glares at you, but there's a dragon. I assume, or something else that can confuse with a glare. Wow. That Uralco just came up to us and then ran away. Man. Okay, so a nameless thing. Yeah, Gandalf said this: far, far beneath the deepest delvings of the dwarves, the world is gnawed by nameless things. It's a really great quote. I included that in the manual because I thought it was really cool. These guys have a lot of 70 D4, and they can crush to corrode, which makes them not worth fighting. So we're just gonna walk away. And I don't think that they pursue you. They're not really especially interested. They're one of those monsters that just doesn't really care that much about the player. There it is. Great cold drake that confused us. Because it's a cold drake, we're gonna have a little bit more difficulty with it. I don't like the idea of fighting it. Just gonna take a quick look at our inventory. We'll use the Ring of Warmth right away. It got us into a trance. We'll sing Freedom, so that doesn't happen again. It gave us a bit of a hit there. We're just gonna keep walking away. It tried to make us afraid instead of attacking. And we close the door on it, and we're just gonna walk away. I don't want to fight a great cold drake. It just seems like an unnecessary risk at this point. Could we have taken it? Quite possibly. But I just don't see a good reason to do that. We're gonna put on our resistance to fire, even though we already have the resistance to fire from the dwarf mask. Just double up on resistance. Slaying should take out that serpent. And again, I forgot to use a Staff of Treasures, so let's use that. Okay. You can see how big this floor is. Yeah, there's a fair bit of stuff. Let's see if any of it's enchanted. So, it's regular cloak, special boots, but special boots are not that exciting. Instead of gauntlets might be good, but I think our gauntlets are not really ones that we're going to be exchanging. The chest is always great because you don't know what's in it. It could be anything. As many potions of quickness as we can get are going to be good for us. Dexterity is always good to have. Quickness, corselet of protection. Kite shield. Nothing so exciting. But a few things I want to check out. An ancient spider. It does not deign to pursue you, so it won't go around corners, just like other spiders. It can bite to poison you. Do you have that poison resistance? Did it have any type of entrance? No. Poison this for 10. Let's sing slang. It's doing some damage, but not too much, and it's fled. We'll see if we can track it down. Just for the XP. The poison does quite a bit, but because we have the poison resistance, you can see our poison is 10 and now it's 8, now 6. So instead of going down by 1, it was going down actually by more earlier. So instead of reducing by 1, it was reducing by more. So the poison's not going to be as bad. Okay, we got some nice healing from them. That was very helpful, thank you. Horn of Blasting. Horn of Blasting's pretty interesting. You know, one of the things about Sil that distinguishes it from other roguelikes is there's not a lot of escape options. And Horn of Blasting is one of the few. So I do want to have it. We'll drop one of the Staves of Understanding, the one we've used twice. We're getting closer to the end of the game. We're not going to need it as much. Do want to use that Ring of Protection until we fight something with an elemental attack. Or we find a Ring of Freedom. As I said, I will replace the Ring of Protection with Ring of Freedom because I did not realize how important freedom was. If we identified this staff, we would just be doing it to gain a small amount of XP. I don't think it's gonna have a good brand on it, so I'm not gonna worry about it. We will not fight the nameless thing again. We will walk away from it. A vampire lord is a little scary. It can reduce all stats. One thing we've not been good about is caring, especially about some stat preservation or having items that preserve our stats. And I think that's pretty normal for me. I generally care more about other things, other considerations. Which is not necessarily good. Usually I have more usually I have more herbs of restoration though. But we have not found very many this game. So our mid-depth is still 950. I suppose we would like to re-roll this floor before our minimum depth goes to 1000, because as soon as our minimum depth goes to 1000, all we have to do left is finish the floor we're on and then get down to the throne room. And we want to do as much as we can before we get there. A great Coldrick again. Again, I really don't want to fight him. No matter how good the loot is. I mean, loot's very important, but not dying is more important. This might be another dragon. Let's see. Go this serpent and this darting horror first. I just think it's possible it's a dragon because this looks like a little bit of a horde. I think in this case I will fight him. Just because I can step around the corner if things get hairy. I got a really nice attack there, 31. Did a huge hit on me. Right, let's sing freedom. Should have been doing that. And we got him, okay. Yeah, freedom was more important than slaying there. Alright, let's take a look at some of these items. Got some gauntlets. We did not identify them, so let's use Staff of Understanding to identify the Gauntlets of Laurelin. I believe that increases the effectiveness of healing items. Yeah, that's actually pretty good, but well, what are our gauntlets? Is it the gauntlets? Yeah, increases our constitution. It is them, so yeah, I thought it was, but I just want to make sure it wasn't the greaves, so let's put on these boots of speed. That's actually pretty good. The other one's resistance to fear. But our corselet is resistance to fear too. Our boots are 1d2 and our old boots were -1, 1d3. I like having speed. That seems really good to me. Speed means it's the sprinting ability. Oh, sorry, it's an evasion. You start moving more quickly if you run 4 or more squares in roughly the same direction. So for instance, you don't have to run 4 squares to the left. You could run left and then up and left, down and left. You can even kind of wheel around, you know, left, up and left, up and right, that kind of thing. Yeah, I just wanted to test that. Make sure that I am saying that correctly. So here's where the that cold drake was, but let's approach from this direction. And we'll step around the corner like we did last time. We'll sing freedom. Taking it one hit at a time. We're doing huge amounts of damage to him, actually. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by how well we did. We'll open this. Lots of bows. Radiance, just regular. Yeah, okay, yeah. Surprisingly uninteresting bows. I would assume that more than one of them would have been enchanted at this point, but I think at this point A minimum death is 1,000, so we're just gonna finish exploring this floor. We should have done what I said and re-rolled the floor. Probably we should have been going to 950 a little earlier, honestly. Because 950 has so much good loot, it's pretty common, from what I've seen, for people to do 950 a few times. Like go to 950 a little early. You know, if you're good at the game and you feel confident that diving is not going to get you killed, you could do that. Go to 950 a little early, take advantage of all the extra loot by doing it more than once. So we have some more experience. We're going to increase our melee to 20. We're going to take strength. We can't take it quite yet. Yeah, one hit at a time. Cold Drake again. You know, we didn't put warmth on, and that was a big mistake. Even though we were not punished by not punished for that mistake earlier. We have to be better about our resistances. I am probably playing a little bit too fast for this part of the game. It's not uncommon for me to play these games kind of later at night. I have to remind myself to be patient, to pay more attention. I don't want to die an ignominious death. Spiders are very afraid of me, as they should be. This eating off of the floor thing, super useful. I'm doing it all the time. At this point, I mean, there's no reason not to explore this floor completely, so, well, I mean, the only reason would be so we don't find something that ends up killing us, but I think we should be able to handle pretty much anything. Definitely there could be some uniques that could take us down. There are some vaults that I don't want to find. So this is a unique. I just wanted to step into the corner before I engaged with him. Dagor here, the elf bane. Yeah, so I did not mean to attack. I meant to press L first, and let's recall. Elfbane and knockback. Elfbane would mean that he, you know, has a slaying against elves, so he gets 1 extra dice. And we do happen to be an elf today, so knockback I'm not that afraid of. Regenerates quickly. He's vulnerable to bright light. Can stun. 60 health is not that much, and defense of 44 is not that much. But the fact that he can hit plus 17, 40, 10, plus the Bane could be dangerous. We got a very nice hit, and he missed us. We got a nice hit, or a reasonable hit, and he got a pretty poor hit. Yeah, okay. We took him out. Not a serious issue. Okay. So, we're coming on to the end of the video. It's 44 minutes. The reason that I haven't stopped quite yet is because, I mean, the game is really just coming to a conclusion pretty soon, which is very exciting, and I'm definitely hoping I don't screw it up right at the end. Again, if I do, it's okay, you know. I don't win that many of these types of games, these combat characters. So as long as we give it our best shot, I'll be happy. Well, let's check out that Amulet of Constitution. But yeah, basically I just have an agenda for this this video, which is to get to the throne room. Or maybe something more like to get to the stairs to the throne room. And then we'll do the throne room later on. But that means I do want to finish up this floor. I don't want to like start the next episode mopping up the last 2 rooms from the floor and then doing the throne room. And I think that that's about it. Now that I've said that, this floor is explored. There's nothing that we want. We'll go to a downstairs, and then we'll end the episode. Yep. Okay. Let's do it. The throne room is a very scary place. So this guy's blocked our exit here. We can go around it, but actually, one thing we want is exchange places. Because the throne room is so crowded, and it might help with the escape. So you need 6 stealth. And we'll have just enough experience to do it. So let's do it. Yeah, that is interesting. So because as I know I've mentioned this 1,000 times, but I play a lot of pacifists. I know everyone is like microchasm. We know. He told us. But because I play a lot of pacifists, I normally take disguise and then exchange places because disguise is very good, but it's also a prerequisite for exchange places. But crowd fighting is also a prereq, and we have a crowd fighting which is in the evasion. So we can take exchange places without taking disguise first. And that's excellent. That means it's only 500 XP, not a big deal. So the way that you exchange places is Shift X and then the direction of the monster you want to exchange with. You just exchange with that nameless thing, and we'll be on our way. Near the dragon, there were those 2 downstairs. Double check these items. Yeah, none of them are especially interesting. And here we are. So I'm quite pleased, honestly, to have even gotten this far. We're at 950 feet. We're gonna go to the throne room. Very exciting times. So, as always, thanks for watching. And we'll have an exciting episode next time. See you then.